Why isn't it in the fucking game without a pre-order?
You blind? Dude, fucking fanboyism.
Microtransactions and
DRM.
Downloadable content.
What's up, gamers? You know what I have ultimately found out? Welcome to Gamer Rant. Yeah, we're jumping right into it if you haven't figured it out. You know what I figured out about Mortal Kombat 11? Just like Mortal Kombat 10, when it came out, it is the gift that keeps on fucking giving, ladies and gentlemen. So what kind of controversy could I be talking about? Not only for the fourth video I've done today, I have a third video that it's actually scheduled to appear on the channel. It's just a basic channel update. I'm going to be doing reviews. So about 11:45 Pacific Standard Time, that video will be available. But we talk about Mortal Kombat 11 again, all right? And apparently the potential for possible microtransactions in said game. Now, honestly, this is kind of funny too, because I remember seeing a bunch of people on Facebook when we first started seeing trailers for Mortal Kombat, and everyone was getting all hyped up and excited, talking about how they pre-ordered the game and yada, 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 yada. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, when will gamers motherfucking learn? When will gamers learn? You see, I look at it in the perspective, there's difference between being a fan and being a fanboy, all right? A fan sees something, they like it, they enjoy it, but they're aware of the history of the developer, all right? And some of the shady bullshit they've pulled. So what are they not going to do? Pre-order the game. What are they also not going to do? Buy that game day one. Possibly not even buy that game a week or a month after the game has ultimately come out. They're more than likely going to wait for the complete edition. But, needless to say, let me read. Now, this information comes from an individual, assuming it's one of the guys in the UK that received their game early, all right? There's a thread in the description box below. There's also a link to another YouTuber, hopefully I pronounce his name correctly, Yong Yang, all right, who goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to go into, all right? So if you want to go check out his video, he'll explain things a little bit more in detail. I'm obviously just focusing on the potential of microtransactions, but there's he goes over quite the amount of like shady bullshit that has the potential to be in MK11. So one thing that was mentioned was the potential for an online store, all right? And how basically it's currently blocked because obviously they don't want reviewers that review the game to go check it out, and then, you know, somehow information gets leaked and people start review bombing Mortal Kombat, yada, 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 yada. So there's the potential that there's an actual in-game online based store, similar to like what we would call like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you know, when you press a button to go what is it, the right D-pad to go into the store, and then you have, you know, your in-game currency that you can purchase more Assassin's Creed costumes and microtransactions and other bullshit like that, all right? So this is, I'm going to read it. It is let's see, I'll just type in and put it on the video, the username from this. So this is what they have to say. The crypt by itself is pretty cool. However, like the rest of the game, there is a lot of padding in the crypt. Off the top of my head, there are the things we would like to get from the crypt in decreasing order of usefulness: fatalities and brutalities, character intros, outros, and end of round taunts, character skins, character gear pieces, combat card icons and backgrounds, variation icons. The variation icons are the least useful, but the biggest source of padding. Assuming character unlocks are split 50-50 between Towers of Time unlocks and Crypt unlocks, there are approximately about 120 pieces of loot per character to unlock from the crypt. Each chest in the crypt usually rewards 3 or 4 items. What throws a wrench in the works, however, is how much extra filler the game has that is also obtained from crypt chest. Here's a list of non-customization stuff you can get from the crypt. Character augments, in-game currency, jade coins, hearts, crypt key items, consumables to open certain doors, tower consumables, forge recipes to craft aforementioned crypt key items, raw materials to craft crypt key items using formal recipes, concept art, music, character renders. So now you have chests that might cost you 14k coins to open and yet only give you a bunch of consumables and tokens that you probably won't end up using. So there's that, all right? Again, if you want to read the entire topic from the individual link, again, Yang Yang goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to. Now, this is inherently bullshit because, you know, I'm so sick of modern day games with microtransactions. And granted, we could ultimately say that this isn't definitive, but, you know, given what we've seen from the past two Mortal Kombat games, both past two Mortal Kombat games, which contained bullshit DLC and microtransactions in one form or another, it wouldn't surprise me. And, you know, it comes to this point of why, you know, people talk about waiting to pre-order a game. I mean, let's be honest, all right? This is Mortal Kombat. All right, it's not like the game's not gonna fucking be there when the game comes out day one or a couple days after. And we might iterately say, yeah, but if a lot of people don't go and pre-order it, then who the fuck is going to review it? So I know. Well, obviously, there's going to be people that are going to review it. And we're not talking about game journalists because they don't really review the negative side of gaming within of itself, whether that's day one updates, microtransactions, so on and such forth. It's, you know, just really disheartening that in this modern age of gaming that we just can't once as gamers get a fucking break from a game that isn't gonna deal with microtransactions, because this whole thing has the potential to be very grindy, all right, which means you're gonna have to play the game more in order to access things in the crypt. Not to mention, apparently the crypt can only be accessed online. So I guess if you're in an area with shitty ass internet connection and you want to play this game, you don't get to unlock Jack Dick within the crypt. So once again, that just adds more bullshit to this whole idiocracy that is building up to be Mortal Kombat 11. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this subject within of itself, all right? Hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about microtransactions in games or the potential of microtransactions in games, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.